Okay, so this is video number 3. This is dedicated to Gasha, who is in Germany. And what we're doing is we're looking for, what do those cross hatches mean? They're really not cross hatches, they're cross contours. So cross contours are this. So I grab some paper. So if I just draw a shape, walk over, that's your cross contour. It's just like an ant walking over the form. So the trick is you need to know what the form is. It's just simple anatomy. You don't have to go too crazy over it. You don't have to be a world-renowned anatomist. That sounds very, very serious. I guess you can get paid a lot though. I'm a world-renowned anatomist. All right, here's an extra $1. Let me go this way. What am I? I don't know, I'm a guy who likes to study anatomy, but I use it. But I also use it professionally because I use it in my forensic cases. So the anatomy tells me what's going on and what happened. So when I study anatomy, I usually study on the job, working on a case, and a lot of the medical examiners will talk about the anatomy a little different. The muscles, they do kind of change. Like there's 3 different kinds of veins in your arm. Different, setups. They're not all the same. Kind of change a little bit, and they like to come up with their own names. Sometimes you look at a really long name and you look it up and it just says a bloody path. Well, okay. But even the medical examiners I know that I work with don't claim to be world-renowned anatomists. That's pretty funny. Okay, let's have some fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rhythm chart to come up with the planes. Planes, oh my God, there we go. A plane just means that if we take a box and we go like this, okay, this is your top plane and that's your side plane. If we cut like this, now we have another plane, see? There we go. Okay. And if I cut this, now I have a facet. So we're going to go like that, and then it goes like this. So this would be a plane, and then this would be a plane, and then a subplane. And then this would be a facet to a subplane, to a facet, to a plane. So that would be like that. The more of these you can put in, the more smooth your drawing will look. But you need to have these planes, you guys, because it keeps the drawing with structure. So it's the rhythm chart and then the planes. And you can learn that, and man, you can learn that in my book, you can learn that in Philippu's book, you can learn it in Loomis. It's all out there. Okay, so now just find any place that feels good and go for a walk. So I'm going to start here. My goal for you, and I'm going to soften up a little bit here. I'm going to talk a little softer. People always say, God, Sheldon, in your videos and your classes, you talk a lot. Yeah, I'm a teacher. It's a lecture class. But when I'm working, I'm silent. So we'll get back to that. Here we go. So you walk around. You feel it. So I'm walking. You can't just copy the shadow patterns because then they'll be in the wrong spot. But what I want you to do, what I was going to say to you is, as an industry thing, always start in different places, okay? Because you might have a register where part of that drawing registers to a background or another character. What are you going to do? Change the movie because you put the drawing in the wrong spot? So you can't do that. So we want to make sure that we're constantly drawing from different parts of the body. Notice how we're feeling it. Now, even your eyebrow is going to have multiple planes. We're really going to structure this, make sure everything just kind of flows, wraps around. There's a plane change right there. Sure, rhythm coming around this way. And this totally works in animation. One thing you might want to do is, ask your teacher to do a turnaround, where they can take the drawing and turn it. And most of the old industry people can do that. Then you have your structure down. Okay, so we got that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, you guys can see it. Okay. We're at 7 minutes. We have a lot of time. All right, now we're going to, between the two, don't just copy the shadows, because you put it in the wrong spot. I know a girl who was drawn, and the artist drew her just a little bit off. Poor thing. Her mouth was just a little bit over because it wasn't totally structured. And this poor thing, afterwards, they had to cut her mandible right here and her maxilla. They had to move it over and wire it shut. This poor girl, for months, she had to eat out of a straw, because her jaw was wired shut. And afterwards, she had this horrible eating disorder because, she hadn't eaten any, food. So she had to go through, all kinds of, therapy for that. Took, I think it was just under 2 years for her to get better. I laughed because I asked her, what's the first thing you did when you were better? She said, I went and found that drawer. I went and found that artist who drew me wrong. So make sure you take the time to draw the person properly first, so you don't have to, be the responsible for them getting all this surgery to be fixed. Here we go. We have this rhythm coming around this way. It's going to be really subtle. So this line that we see coming straight down on the photo, which I can't show you, goes like that. It's not just a line like that. That'd be a plane, but it's the rhythms working their way. So this might be the zygomatic process. And then you have your rhythm interceding, it's kind of going over it like that. It comes around. So I hope this is helping you, Gosha. Did I pronounce it right? Gosha. Malgorzata Gosha. Okay, now here's your line. Notice I'm jumping around. I'm going to put the pupil to the side of the center line, and that'll give me the look of a lens. So here's our center line here, pupils to the side of that. Okay, light's coming this way. So I'm going to pretend that this white chalk is my light. It's hitting, and that's lighting the other side. So this is what we teach at our school. The fun part about it is we're teaching this to middle school kids, grammar school kids, definitely high school kids. We have college students who come to our school also. And then we get those pros, and they're the ones who come in who are working but never got this this training. So they come in, get the training, head out. We had a producer for the mouse company, and just wanted to be able to draw in meetings. So the company paid for him to go to our school. It was great. A really nice guy. So things are falling over. You're drawing over these forms. Now we want to be careful on this side. Only put the lines on the opposite side, so like that. But here's the important part: is where does it connect to the face? Right there. Very slow. The nostril would be a box shape. So the important core fundamentals are the three shapes: the circle, the box, and the cylinder. As Leonardo da Vinci said, learn all of your anatomy and then forget it and just draw the three shapes. Now this cast shadow coming across, that's actually a cross contour, see? And don't forget, because the light will come right up to it, like that. And these lines will follow the orbicularis oris. This is your nasolabial fold right there. Be careful with that, because that can make her look really old. And then we get to the cheek. These are your levators. Just think of it as levers. I like to think of it as the whoa muscles. So everybody go like this. Say, oh man, I had a cheeseburger the other day and it was amazing. You're all going to go, whoa. So take your mouth and go, whoa, bring it down. And you'll feel it pulling on your eyes because your mouth muscles are attached to your eye muscles. So this orbicularis oris is attached to this orbicularis oculi, based with these levers, and they're called levators, and they just connect. So if you smile, they just pinch, and it brings everything up. And if you go, whoa, dude, it's a whoa, dude muscle, and that comes down, you see? And these are these levators. So, some people when they get really old, you can see them. I like this little area right here, little triangle shape. So, Miss Gosha, see how these cross contour lines, these cross hatching from the Renaissance, really isn't cross hatching. And you were talking about Raphael, and still look for them, and you'll see how he's describing form. So this is where, right there where the eyebrow turns. Right there. And whatever you do, you answer it. So this is like if you were singing a very popular rap song, let's say something like, I killed a wabbit. See, this is dark, so I killed a wabbit. And then if we come over here, this will be the same thing on this side in a higher tone. I killed a wabbit. So that's what you're doing back and forth. I killed a wabbit. I killed a wabbit. Back and forth. And that's what you hear in your head. And if you do hear it in your head, go get help. Okay, so go like that. And then go like this, top of the nose here. So even the eyebrow is going to have a top plane and an underplane. There is your corrugator, and that's your procerus. Find your center line, put the pupil to the side of that, connect it to the top. I had a neighbor who all of a sudden there's like so many dogs. I love dogs, but these dogs are like barking all day long, and there's a lot of them. I don't know if all of a sudden they're breeding dogs or getting a bunch of dogs. I love them. They should bring them over so I can play with them, but just to hear them barking all day long is a little crazy. Again, pretend this is your light. It's coming down. It's touching. There you go. Feel the form. See? Now this is your cal stay cool. This is coming this way. That's your law. It's your law of opposites. See these little white strokes? They're actually all the way around the figure, but they're on that rhythm right there. And then this is where this plane changes right there. It's really subtle. So these videos are my gift to you. Hopefully they work. If they do, let us know. No charge. Let's see what time it is. How many minutes we have? We're at 18. Let's stop and we'll continue. Okay, but you can see Miss Gosha, how these what they appear to be cross hatching is really cross contours. I'm going to keep saying that. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which might actually finish it. We'll see.